What is up then, guys? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to give you a bit of a run through about my new-ish 2004 Mini Cooper S R53. Okay then, so for you guys that didn't actually watch the giveaway, we actually won this from TrackCarGiveaways. We brought this one ticket, $4.99, and we won this. So a massive shout out to those guys, because obviously without those I wouldn't be walking around this car right now, let alone driving it, as beautiful as it is. So yeah, I'm just going to give you a run through of what's been done to the car so far, starting from the back and make our way forward. Okay, so it's got a Miltech exhaust system. It's still got the cat in there and everything like that, which it sounds really good. It burbles really well, and if you watch the video of when I was revving it when I first got it, you hear like that, the popping and banging, and that's when I did a which I think that's kind of gone a bit viral. So yeah, it's got the Miltech on there. These sound absolutely banging. It does drone quite a bit, which it's not too bad. It was worse. Like, there was one problem with the car when I first got it, which I'll tell you about a bit later, but I'd like to keep on with the happy stuff. But yeah, so there we go, fully stripped out. I have got when I actually went to go collect the seat, I did see a video of Lee Lockwood in it, and the seats looked quite tight for him. And me knowing me, I'm a big bloke, so I needed to make sure that I could get the car home. And for the video, I managed to squeeze into the bucket seat, but on the day I literally had to swap it over, get the stock seat in straight away, because I know there was no way I was driving 2.5 hours home with that seat in the car. So we got rid of that. I also put the other one in on the other side. It's also quite good because I managed to put the airbags back in. And whoever bought this car originally, you are an absolute baller. This car is 2004 and you've got heated seats in it, so thank you, because I really appreciate that. Like, that's baller that is. But my Fiesta didn't have that, my RB didn't have that, my Honda didn't have that. So yeah, thank you for going for the big spec option. So yeah, that's the back of the car. I think that's all I can see. It's got like a nice little tie down thing there. I have got the rear seats, but I've just put them in on my loft, because if I ever do choose to sell it, it would be nice for the next owner to have the option to put the back seats in if they want to. Obviously there's no point me having them in there, because there's no passengers fitting between me with the amount of leg room that I need in the front. So yeah, let's go on to the side of the car. So these are ATS DTS wheels. I think they're about 7.5, 8 inches. I'm not too sure. I didn't really look into the specs, to be honest, but they're 17 inches. And then wrapped around those are R53Rs. They are, what size are they? They are very, very meaty. They are 225, 45, 17s. So yeah, there is a lot of meat there. But on the back as well, we've also got I think they're the stock R53 rear brakes with Jordan slide discs. The brakes are absolutely amazing on this car. Like, I'm not even like, they were bigging it up in the video, but they are absolutely spot on. But one of the bad things is, with these Brembos and these discs, that combination, the stopping power is amazing, but for a track car, it is what it is. And when you go on a track car, no one cares about noise, no one cares about squeal. But if you're using it as like a daily driver on the street, the squealing, it gets quite embarrassing. When you pull up to the like the lights and now you're squealing, everyone's looking at you. It's quite embarrassing, but this is built for the track, so that is one thing I'm gonna have to sort out. I have just brought some OEM Brembo pads for the Megane RS250, which they should be here today, so I will get those on straight away. But if you want to look at the Brembos, they live up to their reputation as the ultimate stopping power, so they're absolutely sick. They also come with the, I think they're R56 pads. And whilst I'm recording, Mr. Josh Lightfoot felt the need to come and flex on us in his fucking Nissan Skyline R53. Baller. One day, boys, one day. He had to come and spoil my limelight right then, didn't he? What a wanker. But yeah, I'll put the description of the brakes and everything in right now so you can see what they are, just in case you want to do this to yours. But yeah, I can tell you these brakes are amazing, just in general use. But if you are getting a bit embarrassed from like noise and everything like that, then I'd probably recommend going down to something a little bit smaller. But yeah, get inside of the car. So as I just said, they came with a Recaro SPG or something like that. I did do my research on these seats, and for the fiberglass version, let alone the carbon fiber version, you are looking at over £800, which I swapped them out for these ones because big boys have problems getting in bucket seats, and that was not happening. So yeah, that's what we got for these, but it's good because, like I said, we've got the heated seats in there. and the airbag light was gone off, so that was one of the things that was doing my head in the most, but about when I first got the car. All right, so as we get in the car, one thing that I was quite happy about is when you see other Mini Coopers, they've always got the tack there, and the speedometer there, and that's like one thing that's kind of distracting me, which I was like, I didn't really want that. So I was happy to say that this one comes with GPS. So if I just start it up, you'll see a nice little sat nav about where I'm parked up. You got your longitude, latitude, everything like that, which I think for a car built in 2004 to have a GPS and heated seats, it's just like that man or woman, whoever brought this originally and chose this specific package, had some, trust me. Okay, also got this carbon fiber knob. I'm not 100% sure what this is. I have been looking around in some of the forums, and some people have got the carbon knobs, and I think they are the JCW ones, which I don't know if this is. I do tell you it is. I think it's got quite a bit of weight to it, but it is just a carbon fiber knob. It's very shiny, does the job. Embarrassing as it is to say, when I first got this car, I did not know how to put this car in reverse. I had to like Google it, and I was like there trying to push it in, and I was like, I'm keep going in first, but you do literally have to like slap it all the way across just to get into reverse. So yeah, that was one thing. So yeah, we've got this stereo here, Pioneer. I'm not too sure what the brand is, but you can plug your smartphone, rest your smartphone on there. It's got Bluetooth, it works with the GPS, it works with just playing music off Apple Music, which is it's literally on it because I never really used the radio anyway, so just be able to use Apple Music and stuff like that, or Apple Music, the radio on there, that works perfectly for me. So yeah, we've got our speedometer and our tack. It is what it is. One thing I really love is when your traction control's on or off and you do a wheel spin, you'll see this Stig head here and it will start flashing. That's pretty much it for the interior. I do like how Mini Coopers are laid out. I have been in these in the past and I do like the way they are. Like from the outside they look really small, but they're quite roomy. I'm 6'2" and I fit in here no problem. I couldn't have a passenger in the rear, but that's that. I could probably have it on the passenger side, but not on my side, 100% not. Yeah, Track Obsession, thank you guys. We have got a track day with them. I do need to book it and see what my availabilities are, but I'll just do that close to the day or when I know I'm going to be free. Already comes with a GoPro mount there, which I'm guessing that's how Lee Lockwood recorded his video of actually driving the car. One of the last things on the interior is the speakers. These are Harman Kardon speakers. They are absolutely the dog boxes. I have heard about these speakers quite a lot in the past, but I've never actually done my research. I've never really been an audio guy, so to hear these speakers, they are absolutely sick. Like the bass that you get from these, absolutely spot on. So I do see why you guys get quite aroused by them. But yeah, I think that's for the inside of the car. That's it. Very happy to just have normal seats in there, just be able to sit in there properly. But yeah, let's go on to the outside. Okay, and there we go then guys. So as you can see, it's the 1.6 Mini Cooper S engine. It is running a facelift supercharger, which I think takes up to 160 or no, I think it takes it past 170. I will put the figures in if I find them out, but I'm just going off from what I've read on the forums. So it does take it up to that quite decent power mark. And then it's also got the 70% pulley on there, which I think takes it up just to about 200 and something. I have been looking in some of the forums and people have been running the same setup, but I think they have different injectors or something like that, and they're running the 220 mark, which I've never had this dynoed. I'm just going off on what I've been told. So I always tell people it's 200 brake horsepower, but it could be more, it could be less. I don't have figures to show. So we've got this nice Pro Alloy intercooler for the supercharger. Got a bit of Funk Motorsport there, which we like to support all the time. If you want to get yourself 10% off Funk Motorsport, use MK Attack for 10% off. Nice little plug. But there we also have our Pro Alloy coolant reservoir. I think that's power steering and anything like that. I've not really looked into it too much. But yeah, as you can see, nice little overall of the engine. It does sound absolutely great. We've also got these very nice Peaceee coilovers, which I can't really get a good photo of now because it is quite low, but it's got like the nice dampening for the fronts. It's also got the same for the backs. It's got all the little leads for the twisty nozzles, which you can do everything on there. But for that, it is sitting quite pretty. I am going to raise it a little bit because I live on a road full of speed bumps, and just general living day to day, it's not really good for my general lifestyle. Also, one big thing that I've forgotten, it's got the aero kit, which I haven't looked at. I think it's like an additional grand extra, which has these nice vents here. So you can see down there, it's got those vents down there, on the front bonnet as well. It's got that nice lift there, and I think it's got some on the rear as well. It's got like the little vents at the back. Yeah, so it's got those as well, which I'm not too sure what the other models come with, but I can tell you that I'm a massive fan of these. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. The car is absolutely, I can't believe I've won it. I'm like, I obviously bought the ticket, so I've obviously bought this car, but to be in the position to be able to pay $499 and win a car, I think it's unreal. Like, you don't hear about things like this, and I feel extremely fortunate and humbled to be in that position. So yeah, so that's all of the good things. There are a couple of bad things about the car which I didn't really want to speak about, and I probably shouldn't, but at the same time, oh, for one more thing, sorry, Cusco carbon fiber front strut brace, beautiful. But yeah, on to the negatives of the car. So obviously when you're buying a track car, you obviously know that you're buying somebody else's project, so there always might be things that need to be done. So this is just one of my things that I need to make sure that it is up to my spec. I've been given a massive baseline just to start off, do my own thing with, or even if I don't even plan on keeping it, I've made quite a substantial profit from something which I obviously wouldn't have had if I didn't pay that £4.99 for the raffle ticket. So that's just one way to think about it. There are a few issues with the car which I am going to get sorted out. Firstly, and the biggest issue, is the power steering. So if any of you guys are in the Mini Cooper market or know about Mini Coopers or like BMWs in that sense, you will know that the power steering, electronic power steering, is known for going, and it has a reputation for going. And this car, it drove fine the time that I drove back from London, but I remember waking up the following morning, getting ready to go to work in it, and it was like, I was like, is this what it's like driving R53s when they're cold? Because they didn't want to move. But my turning pattern, like just trying to turn it on the spot, it was like so hard. I felt like I was trained arms before I went to work. So I'm guessing the power steering's on its way out. Driving it today, it's been fine, and yesterday it was fine, but the day before it was quite ridiculous, to say it the least. But I know it's a really common problem, and to get this resolved for the power steering pump is £438 from Euro Car Parts. That sounds really, really bad, but it isn't that bad, because when you take your old power steering pump back, you would get a cash back of £230. So altogether, you've only spent £230, which it's not that much. It's one of those things. It's once it's done, once it's fixed, it's fixed, which I will happily get that out of the way. Not like, say, even if I don't keep the car now, if I just do this track day, send it, and then I plan on selling the car, I will always know then that I'm selling that car on knowing that they've got a new power steering pump, they've got a 12 months warranty, and that they're not going to come back to me moaning that the car is broken. So yeah, that's the big issue. That's like the main big issue for the car, and that's sorted now, so happy days. The other issue was that the brake pads. As I said, this is a track car. I probably shouldn't be daily in it, but I am. And one thing, this isn't their fault, this is one of my issues that I'm going to deal with now, and that is that the brake discs, they squeal so much. And I was just speaking to my mate Josh, who runs JL Automotive, and he says it is a really common thing with the Brembo RS250 pads and discs, and the calipers, just the calipers in general. So I have ordered some OEM brake pads, and hopefully that they kind of quiet it down, because it is quite obnoxious. I'll try and get like an audio clip so you can hear what it actually sounds like, but that's one thing I'm going to try and sort out, and that's hopefully that kind of resolves it around, because no one likes being that like popping and banging like that. All that's perfect, but when you're braking and you're like that, everyone who doesn't know that this is a track car and a track build just thinks that you can't afford to change your brakes. So that's not really an appearance that I would like to uphold. Plus it's annoying pulling into like a nice quiet neighbourhood and everyone's like that. So yeah, that's one thing I'm going to get sorted out. And the third issue that I've had with the car is, this is like nothing aimed at these guys, because I absolutely appreciate this car so much. This is just my list of things that I'm going to resolve just so that this car is perfect for me. The third thing is the exhaust. The exhaust is amazing. I love the popping and banging. I love the noise level. It's not too noisy. It's not too obnoxious. It's not like a hornet exhaust like that. You know, it's like proper raspy, and inside the cabin, it's like proper droning. It's quite all right. But on the back, underneath the car, there is some heat shield, and the heat shield's like completely corroded. This happened on my Ford Fiesta as well. The heat shield's completely corroded, and I think it was on the journey back. Or I don't know if you can hear it in the videos when I started the car up when I was there, and it's like you can hear it like vibrating on top of the exhaust. And it gives off like quite an annoying noise, which I'm going to go and rip that off now just so it's done and dusted, just because it's quite irritating. I thought it was the exhaust. I've never really heard a Miltech close up, but it is just that heat shield. So that's going to be coming off, and then that's going to be fine, and we're going to be happy do-lally. So yeah, that's it for that. Okay, then so on to the fourth issue. The window motor is completely dead. You can hear, like, when I do it, you can hear like a clicking, and you can hear like a clicking behind there, or it's behind like the door card, and I think the motor's gone. The driver's side works spot on, it's no problem, but yeah, the passenger side window motor's gone. And so I'm actually talking to a guy now, Malik, I call him Mini Malik, based in Birmingham, and he's going to sell me a window motor for £30. So I've seen them brand new for £200, £30 for a window motor. Fit it myself, take me an hour, problem sorted, happy days, and then we'll be ready to go again. So on to the fifth and final issue. The horn did not work. I remember I'd never tried it on the day, it didn't even cross my mind. I was just like so nervous. If you couldn't tell in the video, I was so nervous and excited. It was like I was like overwhelmed at the situation, but I didn't check if the horn worked. And I was driving home, everything worked out fine. Got up the next day to go to work, and I live on quite a quiet road, and on the speed bumps at the end of the road, there were pigeons just eating as they do. These pigeons, they're quite obnoxious little pricks, but they never move out the way, so normally you have to give them like a nice little pop of the horn, which is when I found out that my horn didn't work. So instead of using the horn, I used the brakes squealing to get them to move. But yeah, that's one thing. I just talked to Josh Lightfoot, my mate JL. He's gone and sorted that out. The horns work fine, but they just weren't plugged in. So problem sorted, no money spent, happy days. So altogether, paid £4.99 for the car, £30 petrol there, £30 petrol back, so we were in £65. Paid £60 for the brake pads, it is 125 sorted. For the power steering, add another £200, we're looking £300. So £300 for this car, you cannot complain. I am so happy and grateful for Track Car Giveaways. Like, I'm so humbled and I appreciate it so much. So thank them so much. Hopefully I'll put some footage of me actually driving the car in, hearing some noises. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. Hopefully it didn't seem like a rant. I am still so excited about this car, and I'll just give you a walk around one more time. But yeah, this is my new Mini Cooper S. Oh yeah, I should say BMW Mini Cooper, because I know some people get a bit pissy when you say Mini Cooper. It's not real. It's not a real Mini Cooper. It's a BMW Mini, which fair enough. Each to their own. I'll just call it a Mini because that's what it says on the badge. But yeah, hopefully I don't offend anyone with that statement there. But yeah, happy days. I'm going to call the video here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.